As a fan, it's fun to watch the action of the titans battling out, clashing hard, biting and killing one another. Godzilla, King of Monsters is the sequel to the 2014 Godzilla film, and it is the third installment in the MonsterVerse. It's directed and co-written by Michael Dougherty, who's done some horror comedies such as Trick or Treat and Krampus. He's also known for writing 2 of the X-Men movies and Superman Returns. The story takes place 5 years after the first film and not too long after Kong Skull Island, where 17 more of these gigantic monsters are discovered by this agency of scientists called Monarch, led by Dr. Serizawa from the first film. The monsters are called Titans here by the scientists and are kept in hibernation at different outposts. The people, government and military are of course afraid to coexist with Godzilla and all the other Titans. But Monarch believes that some of these Titans are the rightful rulers and are here to protect planet Earth. Then comes a group of eco-terrorists who hijack a Monarch outpost and awaken King Ghidorah, the three-headed thunder dragon and ultimate rival to Godzilla, along with many of the other Titans. Some of the main complaints about the first installment is that it's too slow paced and Godzilla does not appear enough in it. But a movie can't do without proper story and character development. So this sequel tries to offer somewhat of a balance of both. Godzilla and King Ghidorah does appear a lot here, and there are more than a couple of fight scenes between them. Not all of the 17 Titans are shown. Mothra and Rodan are quite involved, but the other 3 or 4 more featured only make cameo appearances. As a fan, it's fun to watch the action of the titans battling out, clashing hard, biting and killing one another. We get to see them fight in different types of locations as well. As much as I love practical effects and the old school rubber suits, the CGI and visuals here are spectacular. Some sequences are even shot in wide angle to show that humans running away or doing whatever while the titans are fighting in the background. The big monster Royal Rumble at the end is quite entertaining. The titans fight in the city and causing destruction on the skyscrapers and whatnot. Godzilla is not invincible and does struggle a lot here, but it could have been more dramatic if we get to see him bleed or lose a fin or something. And the setting of the final battle felt quite similar to the first films. I would have preferred a battleground in broad daylight that's not fully evacuated. Yes, I like to see normal everyday people screaming, running and getting crushed. To prolong the final battle, the film cuts to the human characters a lot in between the action, but I never felt like I wanted to see what happens to them, which brings me to the main issue I had with the film. The performances by all the actors are faultless, but the film fails to make me care about the human characters. The Brody family, which the first film took a lot of time to develop, is not in this sequel. Only Dr. Serizawa, played by Ken Watanabe, and a couple of the minor characters are back from the first movie. So this sequel has to rush to introduce and develop a new family by starting the film off like how Batman v Superman does. Dr. Mark Russell, played by Kyle Chandler, hates all the Titans because his son was killed during the destruction at the end of the first film. His ex-wife Emma, played by Vera Farmiga, and daughter Madison, played by Millie Bobby Brown, are taken by the eco-terrorists, so he must work with the Monarch to save them. Basically, this Mark is the savior-hating Batman and Chris Pratt from Jurassic World. He's just an animal behavior and communication expert, but he can do pretty much everything in this film. The film tries hard to be thrilling by putting the family in dangerous set pieces, but never once was I engaged or cared about them, and it's predictable. The eco-terrorist leader Alan Jonah, played by Charles Dance, who's most known for his role as Tywin Lannister in the Game of Thrones series, is even more underdeveloped. I like the homages and nods the sequel has to the very first original Japanese Godzilla film. Dr. Serizawa, who bears the same surname as the scientist in that 1954 film, is actually given more important stuff to do than in the first movie, though his script and dialogues are very unintentionally funny. He's so biased towards Godzilla, he asks and mentions about Godzilla in the whole movie as though he's really Godzilla's pet. The script definitely could have been better. The movie has a lot of exposition to fill the 5-year gap between the first film and this one, which I am okay with. While there are times that the characters are just stating the obvious or just being very cheesy. The original 1954 Godzilla film and 2016's Shin Godzilla both explore themes of nuclear bombing and disasters. And in those films, Godzilla is the metaphor of those destructions. This sequel story, however, is more similar to Netflix's recent 3-part Godzilla anime feature, where it is pro-environment and sees some of the titans as nature's defensive system. Problem is that this film just blatantly calls it out with slideshows that the characters seem to have conveniently prepared, instead of conveying any of that through the experiences of the characters. The religious symbolism is very obvious as well. This version of Godzilla is basically like Jesus. But despite the issues I have with this sequel, I think this is the Godzilla movie that both kaiju fans and general audiences can be happy with. I enjoyed it, my girlfriend liked it as well, so I give Godzilla King of Monsters a 3.5 out of 5. Don't look away during the closing credits. There are flashes of newspaper headlines that indicates what's been happening soon after. And there is also a small scene after the entire closing credits. The only parts censored in Malaysia are scenes with profane languages and gestures. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. If you've seen the film, please comment below and let me know what you thought about it. Please like this video if you like my review, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.